Have you ever seen someone become a sword god at just 16? With one slash, he cut down 5 sacred beasts, leaving only 4. With another, he split a forest that had stood for 10,000 years, clean in half. His name is Yi Xiaobai, just 16, yet already an 8th-rank sword emperor. His secret, a mentor who believes talent is 1% and the other 99% is pure, brutal grind. That mentor? A terrifying powerhouse, a 9th-rank sword saint. Under this monster's guidance, Yi Xiaobai trained and battled across the land, until one day, he shattered his limits and stepped into the realm of the sword saints. As he reveled in this newfound strength, his master casually said, "Point 16, and only now a sword saint. You're just a tad slower than me back in the day. No one's reached the 10th rank in the last 1,700 years. I've been stuck at the peak of 9th rank for 3 centuries. So stay calm. Be humble like I always." Boom! Before he could finish, Yi Xiaobai shattered the heavens. His sword aura pierced the skies. He became a sword god, and the world trembled. His master stood frozen, totally dumbfounded. Meanwhile, Yi Xiaobai looked thrilled. Time to test what being a sword god really means. The moment he channeled his energy, his master panicked, yelling, "You brat, trying to kill your own master? Cut it out. I can't take it anymore." But the next second, the old man burst into wild laughter. "Ha ha! That's my disciple. 2 ranks in one go. Obviously because of my amazing training." Yi Xiaobai, confused, asked, "Wait, you said you've been stuck at a bottleneck for 300 years. How come I didn't hit any bottleneck?" And just like that, his words became legend across the Yulan continent. Why did I succeed? Heck if I know. But even as a sword god, he still couldn't escape his fate. His master made him cook every day. One day, he finished cooking and went to bring the meal, only to find a note on the table. "I've left to visit your master's wife at Elvia Magic Academy, that you're now unbeatable. No reason to stay cooped up on this godforsaken mountain. Go explore the world. I've taught you everything I could. Point one last bit of wisdom. Women down the mountain are tigers. Don't be fooled by how cute they look." Staring at the note, Yi Xiaobai was speechless. Then came a furious roar that shook the mountains. "Amazed!" Cut to the 5 great demon kings. Turns out Yi Xiaobai's master stole their golden spirit beans, and now they're here for payback. Just as they arrive at the mountain base, they see a teen sprinting up the trail, yelling, "Master, wait for me." The demons blink. "Hold up, isn't it the old bastard's disciple? Where's he going?" With a snarl, they charge after him without hesitation. Meanwhile, Yi Xiaobai is still frantically shouting, "Master, where are you?" Suddenly, a scream pierces the silence. He turns and spots a few bandits closing in on a helpless girl. "Relax, pretty lady, we're not like those other thugs, we're gentle." But the girl wasn't ordinary. She was the granddaughter of the Mitchell Guild's president. She snapped, "Touch me, and your whole bloodline will vanish by morning." That only excited the bandits more. The heiress of Mitchell Guild. Oh, what a jackpot. The girl screamed at the top of her lungs, "Help, anyone. Scream all you want, sweetheart, that no one's saving you in the middle of nowhere." Just then, Yi Xiaobai casually stepped out from behind a rock, smiling, "Yo, sorry to interrupt." The bandits glared. "You just messed with the wrong party, kid." But Yi Xiaobai didn't even flinch. He pulled out a portrait and asked earnestly, "Have you seen this old man? He's my master." The bandits exploded. "You think we're idiots? You're looking for someone out here." Yi Xiaobai shrugged, tucked away the portrait, bowed politely. "Ah, my bad. Didn't mean to intrude. Please carry on, goodbye." But the bandits suddenly changed targets, eyeing Yi Xiaobai. This kid looks soft. Might be fun to switch things up." Yi Xiaobai raised an eyebrow. "Guys, there's something flying toward you from behind." They sneered. "You think we're that stew?" Boom! They barely turned around before a massive fireball came crashing down. The girl beneath the tree stared in shock. What just happened? Am I dead?" But as she cracked her eyes open, she saw monsters, talking monsters. "Wait, I can still hear them, that I'm alive." Yi Xiaobai's voice rang out, scolding like a school monitor. Hey, flying that fast in public airspace. You know how dangerous that is. Look, these two fine gentlemen are dead now, thanks to you. Turns out, the newcomers were none other than the 5 demon kings. They couldn't find Yi Xiaobai's master, so they came looking for his disciple instead. Yi Xiaobai, however, had no clue who they were. The girl, though, being the granddaughter of the Mitchell Guild president, recognized them immediately. They were infamous across the continent. No one dared enter the Demon Beast Mountains because of them. The 5 demons glared at Yi Xiaobai. Where's your master? Hand over the golden spirit bean. Yi Xiaobai tilted his head. Golden what now? Is that edible? The golden spirit beans, rare treasures needed for sacred beasts to evolve into divine, human-formed beasts. They only grow to every 5,000 years. That's how rare they are. Suddenly, a massive tiger demon stormed forward and growled at Yi Xiaobai. 3 days ago, your master stole our spirit beans. The jerk even swore he'd return them. Hand him over, or Tiger Lord here will make sure you beg for death but can't die. Just then, Ariana dashed in front of Yi Xiaobai and raised her hands toward the tiger. He's probably just really scared. Let me calm him down first, okay? She immediately dragged Yi Xiaobai aside and hissed, Quick, make something up and send them away. They're not here for you, otherwise we're both dead. Just lie, anything works. Yi Xiaobai turned around with a serious face. My master? Oh, he stormed off a few days ago. Said he was going to Elvia Magic Academy to reconnect with his long-lost lover. The beasts instantly turned to leave in pursuit, until Yi Xiaobai suddenly muttered behind them, Wait, those spirit beans, are they like potato-sized, golden, with some little speckles? Ariana's face went pale. Why are you still talking? Just let them leave. The tiger demon froze. You've seen them. Where are they now? Yi Xiaobai calmly said, Yeah, my master brought back 2 of those spirit beans, but I thought they were potatoes. So I ate them. Ariana nearly passed out. This guy's brain must be full of soup. The 5 demon beasts instantly freaked out. You ate the spirit beans? Yi Xiaobai rubbed his chin, unfazed. One was stir-fried with vinegar, the other braised. Honestly, both tasted weird. Now I get it. It wasn't my cooking that sucked. Thanks, guys. The Black Panther snapped. With a roar, it launched a deadly strike. The blast was so intense, Ariana had to duck and hide behind a rock. The other bees stared at the smoking crater and groaned. Seriously? You couldn't wait 5 seconds before attacking? Now we'll never get answers. A voice echoed from the rubble. No worries that I'm still here. And yeah, I ate all of it. The demon stared, jaws dropping. Yi Xiaobai was completely unharmed. He tanked purple lightning. Yi Xiaobai dusted off his shoulder. Please, that weak move wasn't even worth dodging. The panther roared. Bull, you're just a sword emperor. There's no way you could survive that. Yi Xiaobai shrugged. Who told you I'm just a sword emperor? My master made me hide my power to stay low-key. I'm a sword god now. The beast froze. Then, laughter, loud, chaotic animal laughter echoed through the forest, shaking the trees. Ariana panicked. You're not scaring them. Just apologize and get them to leave before it's too late. But Yi Xiaobai stood tall. My master was right. Words won't solve everything. Sometimes you need fists. The white tiger scoffed. Sword god? Are you joking? The Yulon continent hasn't seen one in thousands of years, and you, a baby-faced brat, dare to claim that title. How long have you even trained? Before he could finish, Yi Xiaobai vanished from sight. Crash! He descended from the sky, voice cold and sharp. You guys seriously think power give you the right to do whatever you want? In the end, you're just overgrown talking animals. No manners at all. In a flash, the blazing phoenix took a hit straight to the core. Before anyone realized, she was down. Game over. For centuries, the title of Sword God had remained out of reach, and now it belonged to a 16-year-old boy. The black dragon growled. So what if he's a sword god? We're the 5 sacred beasts. He can't take us all. But you mean 4 sacred beasts now? With a roar, the Black Panther charged first. Its attack was full force, no holding back. But Yi Xiaobai was a true sword god. With just one swing, he shattered the panther's strike like it was nothing. The Black Panther stared at the incoming sword slash, eyes wide with terror. If he hadn't dodged just in time, he'd be toast. He glanced back at the aftermath. Yeah, that wasn't just strong. That was ridiculous. Meanwhile, the Flood Dragon, by far the smartest among them, was already calculating T-activated 81 stage hyperacceleration mode. Then launched with hurricane-level spin torque, armor-enhanced momentum, and focused all its power into a single strike, charging at Yi Xiaobai at light speed. But against overwhelming power, even the most brilliant tactics fall apart. Spotting an opening, the White Tiger lunged from behind for a sneak attack. The Black Dragon cheered. Yes, nail him from the back, blast his brains out. But what happened next was not what they expected. The tiger's claws shattered completely. Yi Xiaobai slowly turned around and smirked. Are you a little kitty now? And the White Tiger, crushed under the pressure, could only let out two pitiful meows. Meow and meow. The Black Dragon roared in fury. We are the Apocalypse 5, sacred beasts of destruction, and we're getting toyed with by a human brat. This is insulting. Without hesitation, he transformed into his massive true form and charged at Yi Xiaobai. But Yi Xiaobai stood there, cool as ever, glancing up at the swirling energy in the sky. The White Tiger's eyes widened. Wait, that's the move. The Black Dragon was gathering every drop of lightning energy into his mouth, forming a blinding core of destruction. Yi Xiaobai casually remarked, Yo, does it not feel weird holding electric balls in your mouth? Enraged, the Black Dragon fired without warning. The White Tiger panicked and tried to bolt, but Yi Xiaobai grabbed him by the scruff. Whoa now, why so shy? Then, Yi Xiaobai lifted his sword and slashed. Boom! The two forces collided in midair, shaking the heavens. And in the end, the Black Dragon lost. One clean strike pierced his massive body, leaving him crashing toward the earth. With a thunderous impact, he fell. But Yi Xiaobai had gone easy on him that he'd aimed away from the vital points. He sighed. Seriously? Over two potatoes? The sacred beasts were in shambles, some wounded, some unconscious. Those still standing immediately dropped to their knees, begging for mercy. Yi Xiaobai smirked. Remember this, whether you're a man or a beast, low key is the key. The beasts nodded furiously. You're absolutely right, sir. We sincerely apologize to our two, tragically departed comrades, and deeply thank you for your enthusiastic guidance. Yi Xiaobai raised an eyebrow. That's it. Some half-hearted apologies. Nah, I think I need a little gesture of sincerity. Gritting his teeth, the Black Dragon shoved the White Tiger forward. Take him, ride him, pet him, hug him. He's yours. And just like that, the infamous Nether White Tiger, a beast feared across the continent, became Yi Xiaobai's personal kitty. The tiger sobbed, I'm not a cat. Meow, meow, meow. But secretly, the Black Dragon whispered via soul link. Lead him to the forbidden forest, and no matter how strong he is, he won't walk out of there alive. The White Tiger gritted his fangs but nodded. Understood. Unaware of the betrayal, Yi Xiaobai strapped his sword, leashed his new pet, and set off in search of his master. At the crossroads, he turned to Ariana. You coming with us? Ariana smiled. If you're inviting me, then yes, I'd love to. His figure faded into the distance, steady and determined. In his heart, one lesson from his master echoed louder than ever. The women down the mountain are all tigers, especially the pretty ones. As the trio disappeared into the distance, two remaining sacred beasts whispered, Boss, are you sure the forbidden forest can take him down? He is a sword god. The Black Dragon snorted, Sword god, please. That forest hides something way more terrifying than any human could imagine. Sure enough, Yi Xiaobai and his companions soon wandered into the legendary Forbidden Forest. The moment they stepped in, Ariana and the White Tiger began trembling uncontrollably. Ariana clung to Yi Xiaobai, whispering, Do you hear that? Those aren't normal sounds. Those are the wails of the dead. Yi Xiaobai looked at her, completely unimpressed. What wails? Chill, that's just a bird squawking. They turned toward the direction of the sound. A massive blue bird stood ominously in the distance. Ariana blinked. Huh, it's actually kind of pretty. What kind of bird is that? The bird suddenly twisted its head around, face distorted, eyes glowing. Ariana and the white tiger almost dropped dead on the spot. Their panicked screams echoed through the forest, which of course attracted more of those creepy bluebirds. Yi Xiaobai, still calm, tilted his head. Honestly, kinda cute. Ariana, running for her life, yelled, "This is why I said we should have stayed on the main road." The tiger screamed, "I was trying to help." "Okay," while silently praying. "Beast God above, please smite the humans, not me. I'm just a fluffy bystander." Yi Xiaobai asked casually, "You don't like forests?" Ariana snapped, "Not the time. We're already trapped in here." Yi Xiaobai unsheathed his sword. "Oh, cool, I don't like it either." With a single slash, the legendary Forbidden Forest was split clean in two. Everyone stood there, completely dumbfounded. Yi Xiaobai turned around with a grin. "Brighter now, isn't it?" The white tiger was drenched in cold sweat, trembling. This forest has stood for over 10,000 years, and he just cut it in half. Yi Xiaobai raised his sword again. "Maybe I'll trim the other side too." The tiger immediately latched onto his leg. Stop. Suddenly, a sinister wind howled across the forest. In the sky, a massive orb of dark energy began forming. The white tiger screamed inside. "Beast God above, save me. I don't want to die with this lunatic." A black shadow materialized and roared. "Who dares defile the Forbidden Forest?" Ariana froze. "Oh no, this isn't just any forest. It's that Forbidden Forest, the one from the legends." The shadow solidified into a towering black giant. "You dare disturb my divine meditation? Die." It unleashed a devastating blow toward Yi Xiaobai. Boom! The ground exploded. Yet nothing happened. The giant stared down, confused. Flash! A golden light streaked upward, and Yi Xiaobai's voice followed. "You're huge, but is that all? What? Skip dinner or something?" The white tiger was still silently praying. "Please, Beast God, smite this lunatic already." The black giant, furious after Yi Xiaobai's taunt, completely lost it. He let out a roar and unleashed his full power, charging at Yi Xiaobai. But Yi Xiaobai didn't even flinch. "I'll give you 10 seconds. Show me what you've got." At the 5-second mark, he sighed. "Forget it, you're not even worth the warm-up." With that, he raised his sword and slashed. The giant couldn't dodge in time. Boom! He was blown to dust. Nothing remained. Watching from a distance, the 3 remaining sacred beasts froze in shock. The panther muttered, "Boss, was it really a good idea to let White Tiger lead him to the Forbidden Forest?" The flood dragon nodded nervously. "Yeah, what if he survives, and the beast god blames us?" The black dragon remained cold and firm. "Then we offer more tribute and beg forgiveness. But that brat must not make it out alive, or the entire Magic Beast clan will lose face forever." Suddenly, a blinding beam of light erupted behind them. The power surged straight into the sky, splitting clouds apart. The 2 remaining sacred beasts flinched. W was at the beast god's divine wrath. "Look at that energy blast, so thick and solid." The panther squinted. "Wait a sec, why does that beam feel weirdly familiar?" They thought back, and instantly had a herd of metaphorical alpacas stampeding through their minds. As the light faded, Yi Xiaobai stood with his sword lowered. "Man, I really thought this one would last more than a few rounds. Maybe I've gotten too strong?" Ariana stared at the smoking ruins. That was the beast god's avatar? And you just vaporized it." Just then, Yi Xiaobai spotted the white tiger sneaking away. "Hey, where do you think you're going?" The tiger froze, bolted back, and latched onto Yi Xiaobai's leg. "Damn it, he's stupid, right? He's gotta be. But even now, I still can't run from him?" Suddenly, a thunderous voice echoed from above. "You insolent brat! You dare destroy my avatar? Unforgivable, but it's time you learn some manners." The ground beneath them opened into a swirling black vortex. All three, Yi Xiaobai, Ariana, and the tiger, were sucked in instantly. They tumbled into a strange new world, landing flat on their faces. Ariana scrambled over and apologized. "Sorry, my magic level's too low. I could only teleport the three of us." Yi Xiaobai blinked, looking around. "Okay, where the heck are we now?" Bones. Huge beast bones scattered everywhere. A battlefield, maybe? Some ancient war site? Ariana nodded, her face solemn. "I read about this in ancient texts 10,000 years ago. The divine war broke out in the magic beast mountains. This must be the remains of that battle." Yi Xiaobai frowned, sword on his shoulder. "Great. Who randomly drops people into a graveyard full of dead monsters?" They looked up at the hole they fell from. Ariana muttered, "We should really find a way out. This place feels even worse than that creepy forest." Yi Xiaobai squinted. "That hole's gone. If we want to leave, guess we dig our own exit." With that, he unsheathed his sword and slashed upward. Crash! The strike hit solid space. No cracks and no movement. "Huh. There's a barrier," he muttered, "a strong one." Ariana was stunned. "Even you can't break it?" Meanwhile, the white tiger was scuttling around, panicking internally. "Dragon God, where are you? Save me already. I don't want to be this lunatic's sidekick forever." Yi Xiaobai took a deep breath, gathering energy. "All right, I'm going all out. You two, step back." But before he could act, Ariana screamed, "Behind you!" Yi Xiaobai turned and saw a massive skeletal dragon hovering above, hollow eyes glowing with hatred. Its roar echoed like thunder through the battlefield. Yi Xiaobai looked at the massive skeletal dragon and muttered, "Whoa, guess even bones can grow a brain these days." Ariana stared at him like he was insane. "Are you serious? That's not some low-tier skeleton monster. The creature hiding here might not be the beast god. It could be the dragon god himself, the one who vanished thousands of years ago." The white tiger lost it. "Dragon god, please, save your loyal fur baby." But the dragon god didn't even look at him. It went straight for Yi Xiaobai with a vicious attack. When that failed, it charged a glowing sphere of energy and launched it. Yi Xiaobai stared at it, a little stunned. Ariana screamed, "Dragon breath bomb! Hit the deck!" Boom! The explosion rocked the battlefield. Even the shockwave nearly flattened Ariana. She barely stayed on her feet. As the smoke cleared, she searched frantically for Yi Xiaobai. A massive dragon skull slowly emerged from the haze. The white tiger's eyes lit up. "We did it! We won! All hail the dragon god!" But then a voice came from on top of the dragon's head. Yi Xiaobai smirked down. "Hey kitty, why are you celebrating?" The white tiger turned to stone on the spot. Internally, so much pain. Yi Xiaobai walked over to the frozen white tiger, frowning. "Hey kitty, you okay? You hurt or something?" Ariana crossed her arms. "Probably mental collapse. His belief system just shattered. He'll wake up eventually." Suddenly, a majestic voice echoed around them. "I see now, such high cultivation at such a young age, and no wonder you dared to run wild in the forbidden forest. Even my pet bone dragon couldn't last against you. Seems I had no choice but to appear in person." The white tiger lit up. "Dragon god, you're finally here." Ariana rolled her eyes. "Kitty, you're still pretending?" Yi Xiaobai cut straight to the point. "So, who are you exactly?" From the black portal stepped a towering figure. "You may call me the dragon god." Yi Xiaobai bowed politely. "Nice to meet you, Senior. We didn't mean to disturb your meditation. If possible, could you maybe open a door for us? I've got a master to find." Ariana quietly walked 3 meters away and pretended not to know him. The dragon god smirked. "Leave? Perhaps, but I've been sealed here for far too long. And now, finally, someone worth fighting to, don't you think? We should spar first?" Yi Xiaobai tilted his head. "So, you're just lonely, right?" Silence. Absolute silence. Then Xing, a green ancient sword appeared in the dragon god's hand. "You use a sword, I shall match you with mine. This is Qing Gang, the sword of a fallen sword saint who once challenged me. Ariana blinked. Wait, what? Do we just skip like 3 dialogue flags? He never even agreed to a duel. The white tiger whispered reverently. Shut up. How dare you doubt Dragon God Sama? He's not lonely, he's just, setting the tone. Seeing the Dragon God introduce his weapon, Yi Xiaobai shrugged. My sword's called Little Black, found at the bottom of a mountain. This time, the Dragon God didn't waste words. He struck. His sword roared forward like a meteor, heading straight for Yi Xiaobai. Yi Xiaobai didn't even dodge. He casually raised his sword and shattered the Dragon God's divine blade. The Dragon God didn't get angry. Instead, his eyes lit up. Interesting, very interesting. Yi Xiaobai said calmly, if you want to play, I'll play. But once you're done, please just tell us how to get out. Good, let's have some real fun, the Dragon God roared. With a wave, he summoned 4 sacred swords, ice, earth, lightning, and fire. All 4 launched toward Yi Xiaobai at once. Ariana gasped. Legend says the Dragon God is a bane to sword saints. He's broken countless sacred swords, and now he's using 5 elemental blades? If the elements counter him, even his sword might break. But Yi Xiaobai smirked. Elemental counters? That's not a thing for me. Crack! One swing, all 4 swords shattered. The Dragon God's eyes widened. All my elemental swords defeated? Could it be that your Little Black is a rare, dark element divine sword? Then he burst out laughing. Amazing, truly amazing. You've actually surprised me. The Dragon God frowned. Dark attribute may be the toughest, but the laws of the world are clear. Everything has a counter. Behold, my treasured blade of light, supreme sword of radiance. It counters your Little Black sword perfectly. Let's continue. Ariana sighed. That thing only works against dark-type weapons. IT can't even cut toast. Why is it your treasure? Yi Xiaobai shrugged. Bring it on, that I'm not scared of glow sticks. The Dragon God slashed. A blinding wave of radiant energy surged forth. The 2 forces clashed, shaking the battlefield and distorting space. Yi Xiaobai smirked. Not bad, Grandpa, you've still got some juice in those old bones. The Dragon God laughed joyfully. Yes, that's it. Fight to the end. I haven't felt this alive in centuries. Yi Xiaobai nodded. Then I'll go all out just for you. The Dragon God raised his glowing sword. Don't let me down, boy. Crack. Before he could finish his sentence, Yi Xiaobai's blade shattered the radiant sword into pieces. The Dragon God froze, still smiling, until he looked down at his sword, crumbling into light dust. His eyes bulged like a cartoon character. His expression twisted into pure heartbreak. And my supreme sword of radiance. WAHHHH. Yi Xiaobai tilted his head, smirking. Guess that supreme sword wasn't that supreme. The ultimate salt in the wound. He kept attacking until the Dragon God finally screamed. All right, stop, stop. I surrender. The white tiger started cheerleading. Go, master, you're the best. Ariana sighed. Now that's what I call a reactive genius. Yi Xiaobai casually destroyed the remaining half of the glowing sword. The Dragon God held the handle, eyes wide, like a kid who just watched his toy get snapped in half. Yi Xiaobai raised his sword politely. So, could you please tell us where the exit is? The next swing knocked the Dragon God's dentures clean out of his mouth. Ariana muttered. So even elemental counters are useless? He's terrifying. The white tiger cried regretful tears. I was always loyal to Master, totally on your side. The Dragon God, finally enraged beyond words, growled, You dare? Fine, let's finish this. Yi Xiaobai smirked. Wow, you're tougher than you look, Gramps, just like my master. Ariana yelled, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, even a forbidden spell probably won't work on him. But the Dragon God ignored her. He gathered all his power into one finger. Tremble before me. Kai Kabasha, roar, technique. Everyone looked horrified. That name alone was a death flag. Yi Xiaobai, cool as ever, just stood there waiting. But then, poof, the Dragon God disappeared. From far off, his voice echoed. You dare challenge me? I've eaten more salt than you've eaten rice. I'll be back after a little break. Next time, 300 rounds. Ariana squinted suspiciously. At this point, are we sure that guy is even the real ancient dragon god? Meanwhile, Yi Xiaobai was still casually trying to slash the barrier again. Suddenly, the white tiger shouted, Guys, I found the exit. They looked over. On a big rock, two large characters glowed. Exit. Yi Xiaobai frowned. That ink looks fresh. He shrugged. Sketchy or not, there's a hole down there. Let's go see what's up. Ariana panicked. You're seriously jumping into an obvious trap? Yi Xiaobai leaped in. Traps make things interesting. With no other choice, the other two jumped in after him. Meanwhile, hiding behind a rock, the dragon god snickered to himself. Ha! Foolish brat. Now you'll learn, brute force can't beat brilliance. What lies below is the very seal of suppression that bound me for 10,000 years. As the group landed, they found themselves face to face with a massive, glowing formation, the central core of the array. The white tiger puffed out his chest. Oh, I know this one. Just input a little energy and it'll activate. Yi Xiaobai stepped forward, but the tiger stopped him. No, allow me. I'm on the 5 sacred beasts. Let me show you how a pro handles this. He dramatically pressed his paw onto the array. Just a little bit of energy should do the trick. Instantly, his face twisted in horror. W8. Why is it sucking so hard? His paw was glued to the core. He couldn't pull away. Yi Xiaobai and Ariana rushed forward. Ariana gasped. It's a draining formation. It's sucking out his energy. If we don't get him out, he's going to be drained to death. Yi Xiaobai tried yanking the tiger's paw away. No luck, that thing was stuck. He raised his sword, ready to smash the array, only for Ariana to block him. And no, if you destroy the core, we'll never escape. The three of them looked up at the massive pillar that if they wanted to leave, they had to fill it completely with internal energy. White Tiger, after using everything he had lit up barely a corner. Yi Xiaobai calmly observed. So, all we have to do is charge this thing up? But that's it. Sounds easy. Ariana blinked. Easy? Are we looking at the same ancient mega formation? Yi Xiaobai stepped behind the tiger and placed a hand on his back. Here, let me help. A surge of light burst from the tiger's body. The array core suddenly started charging rapidly. The energy flow was accelerating like mad. Yi Xiaobai muttered, however much it needs. I've got more. Ariana clenched her fist. Go, kitty, go, go, go. Moments later, boom, the array fully lit up. Yi Xiaobai stepped forward, concern on his face. You okay, buddy? White Tiger collapsed, eyes hollow. I feel like I was ravaged by 88 female cats at once. Deep underground, the massive formation pulsed. Even the dragon god outside felt the energy surge. Tears welled up in his eyes. 10,000 years, am I finally free? But as the core activated, a ghostly projection appeared. IT was a human cultivator, grinning slightly. Hey, old lizard. Looks like your cultivation's finally enough to trigger the array I left for you, that you've been locked in this battlefield for what? 30,000 years. Maybe 50. I hope time's cooled that temper of yours, because the last thing the world needs is another extinction. Silence. Everyone stared in stunned disbelief, and no one could say a word. Ariana looked up at the projection and murmured, so this is the one who sealed the dragon god underground. Just who was powerful enough to pull that off? Suddenly, the projection smiled. Anyway, if you want to return to the surface, just say the password. The password is, well, Daddy, carry me please. Everyone stared at the man in the projection like he needed to be slapped. That you've got to be kidding. Just as Yi Xiaobai was about to give in and say it, the dragon god suddenly yelled from behind, W8. He floated over, hands raised in surrender. Little friend, don't panic. I'm not here to fight. I just wanted to ask if maybe you could take me with you. If you help me out, I swear I'll repay you handsomely. The group exchanged glances, then all started smiling that a silent agreement had been reached. Yi Xiaobai waved him off. No need for repayment, and why Master always said, a good fight makes better friends than this. Oh sure, we're buddies now that you're welcome to come with us. But what, just to test your sincerity? How about a tiny little gesture of good faith? The dragon god lit up. You're truly a kind soul, young one. Just say the word, fire, flood, pain. I'll do it. Yi Xiaobai smiled. No need for fire or flood. Just shout a few words, loud and proud. Ariana and the white tiger pulled out 2 folded papers. The dragon god read them and shouted, "What the hell, no?" Yi Xiaobai replied calmly, "Come on, but it's not hard. Say the words, and you're free." The dragon god trembled. "Shut up. You know nothing of honor." Yi Xiaobai's face turned cold. "So, you'd rather rot here than swallow your pride? Fine. Enjoy eternity, and don't raise your voice at me again." The dragon god froze, then quickly bowed. "I apologized. I lost my composure." He sighed. "You don't understand. That man, Will, was the strongest being on the continent. We fought for 9 days and nights. I lost, and ended up sealed here for countless years. I've tried everything to break free." His voice cracked. "I've been so lonely for so long. You can't imagine what that's like." Yi Xiaobai gently patted his back. "I get it, you've suffered. But now it's time to be brave. Say it, and it'll all be over." The group watched silently. Ariana whispered, "There's a demon living in that boy's heart." The dragon god stood there whispering, "Well, that old prideful dragon is long gone. That I just want out of this damn place and maybe eat some juicy lamb again." Then he covered his face and screamed, "Will Daddy, carry me please?" He collapsed into Yi Xiaobai's arms, sobbing, like a broken-hearted maiden in a drama. The moment the dragon god yelled the password, the array roared to life. Yi Xiaobai reached out a hand with a grin. "Let's go together." The dragon god took it, eyes trembling. For the first time in millennia, he smelled freedom. A brilliant light enveloped them. And just like that, they escaped the ancient battlefield. The dragon god stepped out into the open world, blinking at the sky. "I'm finally free." But the teleportation energy had overwhelmed both Ariana and the white tiger. Both lay unconscious. Grateful, the dragon god took something from his robes and handed it to Yi Xiaobai. A shimmering storage ring, ancient and powerful. Yi Xiaobai nodded. "Might not need it, but thanks, I'll take it." He picked up his companions, gave the dragon god a casual wave. "See you around, old man." Watching them go, the dragon god murmured, "A 16-year-old sword god. The world may soon revolve around him. What a future, what a monster." A little later, Ariana slowly opened her eyes. "Well, what happened to me?" Yi Xiaobai replied. "You passed out mid-teleport. One apple." She sat up suddenly. "Wait, where's the dragon god?" "He said he's staying in the mountains a while. Needs to adjust." Suddenly, Ariana's expression changed. Her head snapped up. "That magic. I recognized that mana's signature." The sky shimmered. Glowing embers drifted down like ash. Ariana gasped. "Hold your breath. It's the mountain bandits. They're here." Boom! A fiery blast echoed through the air as a red mist swept over the area. Ariana shouted, covering her mouth. "Don't breathe it in. Our caravan got wiped by this exact magic fog before. It's illusion magic from scrolls. We have to break through." But when she turned to look at Yi Xiaobai, her jaw dropped. "You're a sword god, and you got taken out by budget smoke bombs?" She gritted her teeth, scanning their surroundings. "No good, they've surrounded us. There's too many of them. I don't stand a chance dragging these two along." "Forget it. I'll play unconscious. Hopefully they won't rush to kill us." One of the bandits cheered. "Found her. That's the girl the boss personally ordered us to bring back." Another one pointed. "Huh. There's also a guy and a tiger, probably her servants. Just grab the girl." "No, grab all of them. Boss might refuse to pay again if we don't. Tiger stew sounds tasty. And that boy. Ha. There's always someone to weird stuff." Ariana listened carefully, her mind racing. "These guys, they're not just robbers. Feels like someone hired them to catch me." Eventually, the group was dragged off to the bandit camp. 2 gruff-looking guards were assigned to watch over them. The guards looked at the time and smacked their lips. All right, time to grab some meat. The moment they left, Ariana's eyes snapped open. She rushed to Yi Xiaobai and shook him frantically. Wake up! Come on! No response, not even a twitch. Desperate, she leaned in and whispered, Your master's here. Instantly, Yi Xiaobai shot up. Where? Where is he? Ariana immediately clamped a hand over his mouth. Shut up. Yi Xiaobai blinked, still groggy. Wait, what happened? We got captured by bandits. He looked around. His gear was gone. Where's my sword? Where's my kitty? Ariana replied. They took your black sword, as for the tiger. They locked him up somewhere else. Yi Xiaobai's eyes narrowed. That's it that I'm breaking out. Ariana blocked him. Don't. I overheard the guards. Our caravan attack wasn't random. Someone hired these bandits, and they're sending someone important to inspect us. If we bust out now, we'll lose the real traitor. Yi Xiaobai raised an eyebrow. Wait, caravan, I thought you were traveling alone. Ariana's tone darkened. I'm the heiress of the Mitchell Trade Guild, the largest merchant alliance on the continent. We were escorting top-secret cargo through the outskirts of the magic Beast Mountains. They ambushed us using Miss Scrolls. Our guards went down in seconds. I was the only one who escaped at him. Why Uncle, Brewster, and dozens of guards, I don't know if they're dead or alive. Our route was a classified secret. These bandits couldn't have known there's a traitor among us, and I will make them pay for what they've done. Just as Ariana was about to continue, Yi Xiaobai covered her mouth. Shoo, someone's coming. Sure enough, the bandit who captured them walked in, this time with a man who looked like a deputy leader. The bandit pointed at them. These two, we got the right ones, yeah? The deputy stepped forward, eyes locked on Ariana. If that's the one, to take her out. Our client's waiting. They dragged Ariana away. Point one of the bandits asked, What about the boy? The deputy shrugged. Keep him, he's yours. The low-level thug lit up with joy. How long until she wakes up? The deputy asked. About 15 minutes, the thug replied. Ariana gritted her teeth as she was dragged away. Damn it, they're isolating me. Why Yi Xiaobai? Please catch up. Don't let me down. Back in the tent, the bandit guard grinned like he'd just won the lottery. He's such a cute little thing, mine now. Too bad Yi Xiaobai had already opened his eyes. Moments later, the guard was unconscious in the corner. Yi Xiaobai now wore his uniform. Though the mask was so big, he could barely see where he was going. As he wandered down the path, another bandit approached and greeted him casually. Yi Xiaobai replied in a low voice, Gotta pee. The bandit squinted as he walked away. Something didn't feel right. That new guy's got a surprisingly perky butt. Ariana was dragged into an old stone hut. She slowly opened her eyes, trying to see who had betrayed her. A man's voice echoed through the room. Perfect, we finally caught her. Send the payment over tomorrow. Ariana froze. She recognized that voice. It was her uncle, Brewster. Brewster chuckled to himself. Glad we got her. Point one more step and the whole plan would have gone to waste. In a flash, Ariana sprang up and punched him square in the face, catching him completely off guard. He staggered back, then grinned darkly. Well, didn't expect the Mitchell heiress to fake being unconscious to eavesdrop. Ariana's eyes burned with fury. I can't believe it. You were the traitor? Why? Why would you do this? Brewster's expression turned cold. Why? Because of your grandfather, that senile old fool. I've served the guild loyally for decades, but all he ever cared about was his dead son, that he made you the heir in his will. You're a clueless brat. What makes you more qualified than me? Since he betrayed me, I'll return the favor. First, I'll get rid of you. Then I'll deal with him. Ariana stared, shaken. No, this isn't real. You're my uncle. You taught me to fish, to ride horses. You took me across the world. You even risked your life to save me. Brewster sneered. You naive little fool. That was all part of the act. Ariana lay battered and bleeding, her mind spinning, panic creeping in. Brewster stood above her, sword drawn. I'll finish this quickly and report back to the family. But Ariana wasn't done yet. She launched another fire spell at him. Meanwhile, Yi Xiaobai was racing through the enemy camp, searching desperately. Suddenly, he spotted flickering lights at a fight. He glanced at the path ahead and groaned. Too many turns. Then he casually smashed through the entire building wall with a swing of his sword. Straight lines are better. Just as he arrived, Ariana was struck again and collapsed, blood staining the floor. Brewster sneered. How pathetic. The mighty Mitchell Guild run by a brat like you? Unacceptable. So I'll fix that mistake, personally. Ariana used the last of her magic, casting a desperate fireball. It flickered, but couldn't even singe Brewster's robes. He raised his blade and swung down to finish her off. But right then, she vanished. Gasps erupted around the room. Up there, someone shouted. Everyone looked up. Yi Xiaobai hovered midair, holding Ariana safely in his arms. With fire in his eyes, he declared, Ariana, I'm here. Meanwhile, in the crowd, hey, isn't that old one? Nah, old one only likes guys. In no way he'd carry a girl like that. The deputy chief snarled, You idiots, that's not old one. You, who the hell are you? State your name. Yi Xiaobai opened his mouth to respond, but Brewster had already lunged forward with a deadly slash. The strike obliterated the entire fortress wall. The structure collapsed in a massive explosion of stone and dust. The deputy watched in horror. My base, it's ruined. Somebody calculate the damage bill. And yet, amid the smoke and debris, Yi Xiaobai landed perfectly. Ariana still safely cradled in his arms, untouched. He looked down at her. So, this bearded uncle is the traitor you mentioned? Ariana nodded, eyes filled with rage. Brewster sneered, Kid, heroism comes at a price. Stick your nose in where it doesn't belong, and you might not live to regret it. Slowly, he drew a dark, ancient sword. Dragon roar. Sorry, old friend, tonight, your blade will be stained by a nameless brat's blood. Ariana's eyes widened in shock. Dragon roar? That's one of the 10 legendary swords. It disappeared during transport 3 years ago. My father had to pay massive reparations. He even apologized in person. It was you. You stole it. Brewster ignored the question, locking eyes with Yi Xiaobai. Well then, show me your weapon, boy. Yi Xiaobai glanced behind him. The bandits took it. He looked around the area, then casually picked up a stick from the ground. He raised it dramatically. This baby here is called Meow Meow roared. Let's have a fair fight. Silence. Ariana whispered awkwardly. Did you mean tiger roar? Brewster's face darkened. My bad, I shouldn't have treated you so formally. He shouted. Meow, you're at #&%. You seriously think a damn twig is going to save you? What kind of idiot are you? Ariana warned from the side. Be careful, Xiaobai. He became a sword emperor at 25. He's insanely strong. Brewster raised his sword, power surging around him. Now, witness the move I spent my entire life perfecting. You die today with honor. Flying dragon twist. But before he could even swing, a twig pierced through his chest. Brewster stared blankly at the stick lodged in his heart. Blood dripped. His face said, What the hell just happened? Yi Xiaobai shrugged. Sorry, you had too many openings that I couldn't resist. Brewster, on the brink of death, gasped. Son of a bee. Yi Xiaobai muttered, even dying and still cursing. Teach, totally deserved. Yi Xiaobai picked up the Dragon Roar sword and handed it to Ariana. Take it. Return it to your family. Ariana blushed slightly. Thanks for saving me again. But just then, the deputy leader scoffed. Don't get cocky, kids. Brewster owed us a fortune. Now that he's dead, someone's got to pay the bill. And you, little Miss Heiress, that ransom's going to be real juicy. Ariana gave them a look like she was watching an idiot fall downstairs. You sure about that? The deputy grinned. Damn right I am. This is our turf. 6 bro. Call the boys. Yi Xiaobai blinked. Call the boys. The deputy roared with pride. We're the Skull Gang. We don't have much, but we've got numbers. You're strong? So what? Let's see how you handle 100 of us. They waited and waited. Nobody came. The deputy panicked. Where is everyone? Don't tell me they're asleep already. Cut to total wreckage. Earlier, Yi Xiaobai had demolished their entire camp just because he didn't want to take a detour. The surviving thugs lay beaten and twitching, barely human anymore. Please, have mercy. Yi Xiaobai glared. Where's my tiger and my sword? The deputy stammered. Teach the tigers in the kitchen. Sword. Our boss took it. Just as Yi Xiaobai raised his hand to deliver another beatdown, he sensed something, danger from behind. Without hesitation, he shoved Ariana out of the way and took the full hit himself. Yi Xiaobai's back was char black, smoke rising from his shirt. The three remaining bandits saw a figure approaching and screamed, Boss, boss, help! A man with horns on his helmet strode in, holding Yi Xiaobai's black sword that IT was the Skull Gang's leader. He snarled, You little brat, daring to cause chaos in my fortress? I'll crush every bone in your body, one by one, until you BG for death and never receive it. Boom! A golden flash exploded. The leader was instantly vaporized. Not even ashes remained. Yi Xiaobai walked over, picked up his black sword, and said calmly, Touching someone else's personal weapon without permission? So rude. The three bandits collapsed to their knees, visibly shaking. Their minds are on the brink of collapse. Yi Xiaobai turned toward them. Take me to the kitchen and bring my scabbard. Yes, SIR. They all squeaked, then scrambled like rats. A few moments later, Yi Xiaobai entered the Skull Gang's kitchen. There, he saw something bizarre. His tiger, Meow Meow, was in a bathtub. The big cat was lounging like royalty, half asleep and humming. Ariana stared. She looks kinda happy. Yi Xiaobai tilted his head. Is it just me? Or does she look delicious? Ariana gasped. Stop right there. That's our battle pet. Not your next dinner. Just as Yi Xiaobai reached into the tub to pull out Meow Meow, voices rang out, Hero. The three surviving bandits knelt at his feet once again. Please, sir, be our new leader. Ariana blinked in confusion. The bandits began to explain, tears in their eyes. We weren't always like this. We were simple farmers. Our families have lived near the magic Beast Mountains for generations. But years ago, real bandits came pouring in. They raided, burned, and slaughtered. We had to flee our homes. Then our leader appeared. He gave us hope, united us, taught us to fight back. After 6 brutal months, we overthrew the bandits who had crushed us and rose to become the strongest group in the region, all thanks to him. But now he's dead, and if the other gangs find out, they'll wipe us out completely. So please, Hero, stay with us. Lead us. Let us survive. Ariana stepped forward coldly. You can sugarcoat it all you want, you're still bandits. Our caravan lost dozens of people because of you. The deputy frantically bowed, shouting, No, we never killed anyone. It was the boss. Only him. Your people, they're alive. Locked up in the dungeon. We swear. Hearing her men were alive, Ariana's face lit up with joy. The deputy personally led them to the dungeon. Inside were dozens of shirtless men, breathing slowly in meditation. Ariana recognized them instantly. She froze, then ran to them, tears welling up. You're all still alive. The reunion was emotional, filled with tears and relief. Yi Xiaobai watched with a hand over his chest. So this is what they call eternal, unwavering, true love. Suddenly, he yelled, Deputy. The man jumped in fright. Why, yes, sir. Yi Xiaobai smiled. If none of you killed anyone, then I'll believe you're just kind-hearted bandits. I'll stay for now. Maybe we'll even build a bond as beautiful as theirs. The bandits were so moved, they nearly broke into a synchronized victory dance. Next day, Ariana and her people were ready to leave. She turned to Yi Xiaobai. You're not heading off to find your master yet? Yi Xiaobai shrugged. I'll go once I'm sure things are stable here. Ariana smiled. Then I'll head home and take care of my business. I'll come back when I can. Or you could come visit me at the Mitchell Guild headquarters, but I'm sure my grandfather would love to meet you. Yi Xiaobai blinked. He's your grandpa, not mine. Why would I go meet him? Ariana's expression slowly froze. Without a word, she turned and walked away, muttering under her breath, Fine to be a mountain bandit for the rest of your life. Yi Xiaobai stared after her, confused. Why didn't she say goodbye? White Tiger sighed dramatically. Master, you may have just lost your only chance at reproduction. Suddenly, enemies, we're under attack. 3 kilometers northwest. Before the scout could finish, boom, he collapsed on the spot. The deputy turned pale. It's the Skyfire gang. They're here. Yi Xiaobai blinked. Wait, 3 kilometers away. How did they hit him from there? The deputy explained in a panic. Firearms, latest invention from the Alchemist Guild. They shoot farther than any spell. Fast, precise, and deadly. Skyfire's warriors may be average, but their gear, top-notch. They must have heard our boss died, and now they're here to finish us off. The Skyfire gang's leader scowled. TC didn't finish him off with the first shot? How unlucky. He snapped his fingers. All right, boys, let's help him out. In their pain, inside the Skull Gang fortress, the deputy panicked. Quick, block the gates. Don't let them rush in. But a lackey shouted back. We can't. The new leader's outside. He's not letting us close it. Everyone peeked out. Yi Xiaobai stood there, alone, hand behind his back, right at the front gate. A Skyfire grunt stared in disbelief. Is this guy crazy, standing there like that? Does he want to get filled with holes? The Skyfire boss stepped forward with a sneer. Hey, what's the matter, brat? Too scared to move. Did your legs give out? He squinted. Wait a sec. Aren't Skull Gang members supposed to wear masks? Are you new? Yi Xiaobai answered calmly. That's right, that I'm the new leader of this fortress. The Skyfire Gang's members blinked, then burst out laughing. Their leader nearly fell over. A brat like you, what is this, some kind of mountain bandit roleplay? But Yi Xiaobai's expression didn't change. I'm standing here for one reason only. To tell you, don't touch anyone inside this place, or I'll kill you all. The Skyfire leader paused for a beat. Did he hear that right? Then he doubled over in laughter. Haha, that's the funniest thing I've heard all week. Kid, you're killing me. Seriously, I'm crying. The Skyfire leader snapped his fingers. At once, dozens of rifles emerged from the jungle, all aimed directly at Yi Xiaobai. The leader strolled up and pressed one right against Xiaobai's forehead. Kneel, beg, call me daddy, and maybe I'll let you live. Yi Xiaobai didn't even blink. No, I've made a promise to protect them, that's my vow. Inside the gates, the deputy was bawling. Boss, that was so beautiful. He wiped his tears and yelled, Brothers, we can't let our leader down. Charge Yi. The Skyfire leader snarled and pulled the trigger. But Yi Xiaobai tilted his head and effortlessly dodged. Not one bullet even grazed him. Silence. Utter confusion. The entire Skyfire squad blinked. Did we just shoot at thin air? The leader gritted his teeth, sweat dripping down his face. Who the hell are you? Yi Xiaobai stared calmly. I told you, I'm the leader of the Skull Gang. The Skyfire boss, fuming, pulled the trigger again, but Yi Xiaobai dodged without breaking a sweat. You prey on the weak. You kill without remorse that a simple apology won't begin to atone for your sins. The Skyfire boss froze. He looked down. His reinforced barrel was bent. What the hell? Is his skull made of steel? Panicking, he turned to flee, but a massive shadow leapt from behind. Meow, meow. The ghostly white tiger had never killed under Yi Xiaobai's command. But today, she pounced, slamming the Skyfire leader into the dirt. Half dead in an instant. Bleeding and broken, the boss still shouted, Forget me! Focus fire! Shoot them all! The Skull Gang's deputy panicked. Boss, get back! They're about to fire. The Skyfire gang didn't hesitate. They raised their rifles. Meow Meow couldn't dodge in time. But in a blink, Yi Xiaobai stood in front of her. His sword rose. He swung, like mountains shattering, like the sky itself tearing apart. The bullets, all of them, were reduced to dust mid-air. The sound of metal exploding in a vapor was followed by silence, and then the thunder of a godlike sword. But right after Yi Xiaobai unleashed his strike, he blinked and muttered, Oops, forgot to hold back, again. Meow Meow casually trotted over, lifting the Skyfire leader's head and plopping it upright. His mouth was hanging so wide, it could fit a whole ostrich egg. The Skull Gang members stood in stunned silence. Even the deputy looked like he'd just seen a divine beast. Yi Xiaobai scratched his head. Look at him, meow meow. You slapped the poor guy, stupid. Then someone shouted, Our boss is mighty and glorious. The entire gang erupted in cheers. We'll conquer the whole magic beast mountain. Take every last resource. But Yi Xiaobai's face instantly turned dark. The gang froze, mid-cheer, mid-pose, mid-clap. Yi Xiaobai turned back, eyes sharp. I didn't stay here so you could become bullies. I stayed to protect you from being bullied. You want to follow me? Be good bandits. Got it? The deputy raised a hand awkwardly. Can we still, rob people? Yi Xiaobai, no. But we're bandits. If we don't rob people, what the heck are we supposed to eat? Yi Xiaobai frowned, deep in thought. Then, as if a light bulb lit up, why don't we just rob other bandits? The gang froze. Then everyone lit up like Christmas trees. Yeah, if we rob other bandits, we're still good guys. Yi Xiaobai clapped his hands. All right then, let's move. First target, closest bandit gang. Moments later, the mighty Skull Gang stood outside the gates of the Wolf Fang Gang. A lookout trembled. Guys, I think we're about to get very busy. Yi Xiaobai stepped forward and politely said, Please, hand over all your food. The Wolf Fang Gang blinked. Did he just say, please? What kind of polite robbery is this? The Skull Deputy chimed in proudly. That's our new boss, that he's strong, like Sword God strong. And he's merciful. S.O. if you value your lives, just hand it over. The Wolf Fang grunts erupted in laughter. What is this? A role-play convention. Merciful. Why not bring some steam buns and build a shrine too, huh? Yi Xiaobai tried to stay calm, breathing out, but his veins were visibly twitching. Seconds later, boom, the entire Wolf Fang gang was obliterated, and no one even saw how it happened. Next stop, Wild Boar Stronghold. A name as nasty as its smell. Just like before, the welcome committee had nothing but insults and trash talk. Nightshade's face darkened, and oh, more nonsense. He wiped them out, down to the last man. Cut to the grand headquarters of the Mitchell Trading Company. Sitting at the top, dressed in regal robes, was none other than Ariana's grandfather, the powerful Chairman Mitchell. Ariana had changed into a refined, elegant gown just to meet him. The moment she saw her grandfather, all the emotions she'd bottled up burst out. She rushed into his arms, sobbing. Chairman Mitchell gently patted her back, comforting her. When I heard you were attacked by bandits, I was sick with worry. I've been reaching out to every contact. I have to find you. Through choked sobs, Ariana confessed, it was Uncle Brewster. He betrayed us and sided with the bandits. Her grandfather let out a cold chuckle. Do you really think I didn't know? The moment you returned, I already had every detail. Ariana stared at him in shock, not knowing what he planned to do next. Then Mitchell declared in a chilling tone, I've paid a heavy price to mobilize troops from the Western Front of the Cornelius Empire. Prince Rice himself is leading the Imperial Guard, and he's bringing 3 grand archhomages. It no matter who's backing those bandits, they're dead men walking. Hearing the words Grand Archmage, Ariana's heart skipped a beat. She couldn't help but worry for Nightshade. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the outer edge of the Beast Mountains. A heavily armed unit marches forward. This was the Imperial Army sent to wipe out the bandits. Leading them was none other than Prince Rice, accompanied by 3 towering Grand Archmages. In the land of Yulon, alongside the might of sword-wielding warriors, another powerful faction exists, mages. While swordsmen push their physical limits, mages devote themselves to the art of spiritual focus and elemental mastery. A few short incantations are all they need to unleash destruction on a catastrophic scale. In this world, mages are ranked as apprentice, novice, intermediate, advanced mage, master mage, grand archmage, arcane saint, and at the very top, god of magic. For a mid-sized kingdom, even having 1 grand archmage was like possessing a divine guardian. And now, there were 3.4 Nightshade. This just got complicated. But when Prince Rice arrived at the bandit stronghold, he was greeted by scorched ruins and silence. He frowned. Don't tell me that old Fox Mitchell sent someone else ahead of us. Unwilling to turn back empty-handed, he called his men forward, dragging a few peasants from a nearby village. If the real bandits are already gone, we'll use these bumpkins as stand-ins. I didn't come all this way for nothing. Meanwhile, deep in the Beast Mountains, the villagers had no idea that danger was creeping closer. An old man glanced up at the dry sky and muttered, "Please, just a little rain. That if this keeps up, the crops will die." But then he froze in shock. Piles of grain had appeared near the fields, clean, fresh, and enough to feed the whole village. The villagers rushed over in awe, their faces lit up with joy and more starving days. Unbeknownst to them, this was all Nightshade's doing. He had quietly sent the food their way. Watching from the shadows, the three ex-bandits couldn't help but smile with pride. For the first time, they felt like heroes. Just as they were about to slip away quietly, a cold voice rang out behind them. Their expressions turned pale. The prince's soldiers had arrived to root out any surviving bandits. A black-clad knight stepped forward, his voice sharp and accusing. "Why do you have bandit supplies? Speak." The villagers looked confused, completely unaware of what was going on. Before they could even answer, one of them was cut down without hesitation. His wife collapsed to her knees, wailing in despair, powerless to stop the bloodshed. The black-clad knight scanned the villagers coldly. "I'll ask one last time. Who gave you the food?" But these were elders, women, and children. How could they possibly have stolen supplies from bandits? The knight narrowed his eyes, realizing something didn't add up, but still barked the order, "Take them all." Watching from the shadows, the three ex-bandits clenched their fists, but with the enemy so well armed, charging and with suicide. One of them made a quick decision. "I'll go warn Nightshade. You two follow and keep an eye on them." Back at camp, Nightshade was still drunk, sprawled out and mumbling nonsense. Suddenly, a voice tore through the haze. "Boss, big trouble." Nightshade sat up, frowning. "Why are you back alone? Where's the deputy leader?" "Someone attacked the village, stole our food, and slaughtered innocent people." The moment he heard those words, Nightshade's expression darkened. With a snap, he crushed the bottle in his hand. No more hesitation. He stood up in a flash, shouting, "Gather the brothers, we ride." Meanwhile, back at the village, all the terrified villagers had already been dragged into the... Outside the command tent, a black-clad soldier reported respectfully, "Your Highness, we found the missing supplies and livestock in that village." Inside, Prince Rice was still lounging beside a seductive woman, fresh from a game of cards. He glanced at the villagers with a sneer. "You expect me to believe this pathetic rabble took out an entire region of bandits?" The villagers rushed to explain. "We swear, when we woke up this morning, the food and animals were already outside our homes." At that moment, the deputy bandit leader spotted the flag flying high over the camp and froze. "Wait, that's not a local gang, that's the Imperial Army." The banner bore the unmistakable royal crest of the Cornelius Empire. The deputy's face turned pale. He whispered to his comrade, "This is bad. Go warn the boss. We need to run now." But as he turned to leave, he walked right into someone. It was one of the grand archmages who had come with the prince. The man smirked. "Filthy bandit, I could smell your stench from 100 meters away." Boom! A deafening explosion erupted, shaking the entire camp. Prince Rice didn't even flinch. He smirked lazily. "Looks like Master Falk found something interesting." Moments later, the Imperial soldiers closed in, weapons drawn, and eyes full of bloodlust. The blue-robed Grand Archmage scoffed, "Fools, you didn't even notice the bandits trailing you." Prince Rice's lips curled into a wicked smirk. "Search the area. See if any more of their scum are hiding nearby." The deputy bandit leader struggled to his feet, blood dripping from his wound. "Don't waste your time. There's only the two of us." One of the black-clad knights growled, "You speak to Prince Rice on your knees." Without warning, he slashed down, crippling the man's leg. Gritting his teeth, the deputy roared back, "Why the hell should I kneel?" Back when bandits ruled this land and the people were suffering, we begged your royal army to help. But no one came. Now that we've finally brought peace to this place, you show up to butcher innocent villagers. You're worse than the bandits we fought. I'd rather die standing than kneel to the likes of you." Enraged, the Black Knight raised his sword to behead him, but Rice stopped him with a wave. In the Cornelius Empire, respect is earned by strength. "So, I'll give you a chance at a duel, one-on-one. If you win, you walk out of here alive, and the villagers go free." The two grand archmages sighed as they casually watched the scene unfold. "Is His Highness starting another one of his little games again?" one muttered. "Ugh, after the last duel, I couldn't eat for 3 days," the other replied. The deputy leader, bloodied and furious, grabbed the sword and charged straight at Prince Rice. But the archmages kept chatting like it was a dinner party. "What's the prince's record again? 1,200? Nah, just his leg alone can chop someone into 800 pieces. This guy, I'd say 4,000 easy." Just then, the young bandit finally regained consciousness, blinking in confusion, completely unaware of the nightmare he'd just woken up into. As the young bandit came to, the first thing he saw was his leader, bruised, bloodied, barely standing. Across from him, Prince Rice scoffed like he was toying with prey. "I haven't even tried is that all you've got?" The young man trembled with rage. Without a second thought, he grabbed a rock and charged at the prince with a roar. "No, don't," the deputy shouted, but he was too late. Rice smirked coldly, utterly unimpressed by the boy's desperation. In a flash, his sword swung, and the young man was torn to shreds, blood spraying across the camp. The deputy stood frozen, staring in horror as his comrade, his brother in arms for years, was butchered right in front of him. Rage and sorrow boiled inside him, threatening to tear him apart. The villagers watched in horror as the young man was butchered into pieces. Many turned pale, some trembling, unable to process the nightmare unfolding before them. Meanwhile, the 3 grand archmages remained unfazed. This kind of slaughter was nothing new to them. Suddenly, a surge of power ripped through the sky. The mages looked up sharply, assuming it was a flying-type beast. Prince Rice casually wiped the blood off his massive sword, letting out a satisfied sigh. That felt good. Who's next?" The deputy, blinded by rage and despair, charged forward with a roar, thoughts screaming, "Boss, see you in the next life." Just as Rice raised his blade to strike. Boom! A terrifying force exploded from the heavens, shaking the ground beneath their feet. Prince Rice's smug expression finally shifted, his brow furrowed slightly. What the hell just fell from the sky? Through the thick mist, a single human hand reached out. One of the archmages gasped, "Is that a beast?" "No, it's shaped like a man." But the deputy leader knew exactly who it was. The moment he saw that familiar figure, his knees buckled, and tears welled in his eyes. "It's him. It's really him." Nightshade climbed out of the crater, still half drunk, covered in dust. Eyes half-lidded, he looked at the crowd and muttered coldly, "No one touches my people, or they die." Prince Rice burst into laughter. "You're telling me this is the bandit leader? A brat who smells like booze? Kid, you've no idea how deep this pond is. Either bring out your boss, or come fight me yourself." From Nightshade's hazy perspective, the prince's smirk practically screamed, "Come on then, hit me if you can." He was obnoxious enough to make your fists itch. In the next instant, Nightshade threw a punch straight at the prince's face, and didn't stop. He followed up with a brutal, relentless barrage, fists flying like a storm. The royal guards watched in shock. That's the prince? Getting wrecked by a drunk teenager? From the sidelines, the deputy leader shouted through gritted teeth, "Boss, do it for Stone." Hearing that name, Nightshade's eyes sharpened. He stomped forward and roared, "Sword God Drunken Smash, activate." Boom! With one devastating combo, the prince was sent flying, blood spraying, body twitching, barely clinging to life. The stunned soldiers finally snapped out of it, drawing their weapons to charge in. But before they could move, the prince raised a trembling hand. "Stop! All of you! Coughing blood, he forced a grin. I just wasn't ready, all right? I'm totally fine. That was just my warm-up. Now the real fight begins. The two grand archmages rushed to flatter the prince. Your Highness, truly unshakable. A true future king of the realm. Ah yes, it was a slip, wasn't it? My old eyes just didn't catch it. How embarrassing. Rice scoffed, pride swelling. To die by the royal family's legendary secret technique. What an honor for a filthy bandit. With a roar, he unleashed his ultimate move, Celestial Spiral Slash, and charged at Nightshade like a comet. But Nightshade didn't back down. With a flash, he unsheathed his blade and mirrored the move, except faster, sharper, and deadlier. Rice's jaw dropped. The strike density. It was 10 times his own. His royal eyes, his prized alloy-enhanced eyes, nearly exploded. No way. That's our kingdom's lost technique. The myriad spiral annihilation. How the hell? As the fatal blow landed, blood gushing, Rice could only whisper his final words. He's not a bandit. He's a damn cheat code in human form. With the prince dealt with, Nightshade, still tipsy, casually waved a hand at the remaining royal soldiers. In the blink of an eye, the entire imperial camp was reduced to ash, right before the deputy leader's stunned eyes. Still swaying slightly, Nightshade muttered under his breath, "Stupid bastard, acting all high and noble." Only the 3 grand archmages were left now. The prince was vaporized, the army obliterated. There was no way they'd escape blame. With grim expressions, they exchanged a look. "We'll avenge His Highness with a forbidden spell." All 3 raised their staffs and began chanting in unison. Magic gathered in the sky like a storm. Suddenly, Nightshade frowned. His movements were slowing down. Something was restraining him. The deputy gasped. "It's a forbidden spell. They're going all out." But Nightshade shoved him aside. "Stand back, let's see what these old fossils can really do." The deputy hesitated, his face tightening with fear as ominous energy filled the air. Then, above them, countless glowing magic circles ignited the sky. From their mouths thundered a terrifying incantation. Forbidden art. Hellfire purgatory. The forbidden spell hit, but Nightshade took it head on, standing tall as hellfire roared around him. Without hesitation, he raised his blade and brought it crashing down with divine force. The 3 archmages' smug expressions vanished instantly, replaced by raw panic. A devastating wave of energy erupted from Nightshade's sword, powerful enough to tear the sky in two. Even cities miles away felt the impact. Windows shattered, towers shook, the skies rumbled. Far across the continent, on a solitary peak, a white-haired man gazed into the distance and sighed. That little brat's gone and stirred up the whole damn continent. No doubt every major power in Yulon is about to make their move. Yulon Continent, Sacred Summit, Council of Elders. Legendary figures from across the realm gathered. This was the first meeting of its kind in over 100 years. A robed official stepped forward and addressed the crowd. Esteemed members, the witch and 3 others are absent. Today's emergency summit was called by Lord Jackass. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Lord Jackass? Didn't he vow never to descend the mountain until his disciple became a sword god? Don't tell me. The official didn't wait, that he unfurled the scroll and began reading aloud. You crusty old fossils, guess what? My disciple just ascended to sword god yesterday. Feeling jealous? Heh. Now hurry up and give him a proper title. Or next time I see you geezers, I'm bringing my sword and swinging first. Questions later. The council chamber erupted. Did he just say 10th level sword god? Wait, what was his name again? White Black? Or Black White? The elf representative scoffed. Please, since when has anything Lord Jackass said been reliable? He's probably just messing with us for fun after being irrelevant for decades. The sword god title is sacred. Once it's granted, it's declared across all realms. What if this is all fake? We'd be a laughingstock. As bickering broke out across the room, boom, the entire floor suddenly shook beneath their feet. What was that? An earthquake? Blinding golden light poured in from outside, pulsing with unimaginable power. The sheer force left everyone stunned. This wasn't normal magic. Unless a god of magic has returned, even 100 arcane saints couldn't generate that kind of energy. Ariana's grandfather narrowed his eyes. There's only one explanation. The elf leader stood up solemnly. I propose we officially grant Black Xiaohei the title of Dark Sword God. After a stunned silence, hands flew into the air. Seconded. Agreed. The Sacred Council wasted no time. Notifications were dispatched to kingdoms, guilds, and trade unions across the continent. The Dark Sword God has risen. Prepare the continent. A beat of silence. Then one official coughed awkwardly. Did we forget to include his portrait on the announcement? Meanwhile, back with Nightshade, his clothes were in tatters like he'd just been launched out of a volcano. The good news, he was finally sober. He blinked at the cratered battlefield in front of him. What the hell happened here? Looking around suspiciously, he tried to tiptoe away unnoticed. But just a few steps in, he spotted the deputy leader buried in rubble, barely clinging to life. Hup! Nightshade casually yanked him out like a sack of potatoes. Hey, weren't you delivering food to the villagers? What are you doing buried under a mountain? The deputy stared at him, dumbfounded. He doesn't remember a thing? That apocalyptic sword slash was just him sobering up. Right then, White Tiger and the others burst onto the scene, weapons drawn. Boss, where's the enemy? We're ready to NUKEM. Nightshade looked confused. Enemy? What enemy? After a full explanation from the deputy, Nightshade finally realized he had wiped out an entire Imperial army while drunk. Don't blame yourself, boss, the deputy assured him. You saved me, and you saved the people. That's a great deed. Nightshade clenched his fists. No wonder Master always warned me never to drink. He knew I'd go berserk once I was tipsy. He sighed. Looks like I've still got a long way to go. Come on, meow meow. Time to go find Master. The deputy panicked. Dubby, wait. If you leave now, what if more bandits or soldiers come back? Without warning, he clung to Nightshade's leg. Boss, you can't leave us like this. Just then, White Tiger sparkled dramatically into view. Relax, leave the rest to me. He summoned an entire swarm of soul-eating ants, which quickly surrounded and secured the whole village. Then he leaned in and whispered to Nightshade, Don't ever mention my name in front of these humans, guy. He was once a holy beast of Beast Mountain, and now he was reduced to being a kid's sidekick. If word got out, it would ruin his entire majestic image. The villagers, seeing the terrifying ant swarm surrounding them, all breathed a huge sigh of relief. With the danger over, they quickly arranged a farewell feast in Nightshade and Meow Meow's honor. That night, the entire skeleton stronghold was lit up, filled with music, food, and laughter. Just as the party reached its peak, two bandits arrived with a huge pot, Nightshade's home-cooked meal. Everyone rushed in to grab a bite except White Tiger. He paused, sniffed the air. That smell, something was dangerously wrong with that food. The next morning, Nightshade and Meow Meow were packed and ready to leave. But to their surprise, not a single soul showed up to see them off. White Tiger growled, seriously? No one came. I'm gonna beat the crap out of those ungrateful. Nightshade gently stopped him. Leaving isn't the hard part, saying goodbye is. They're probably hiding somewhere, wiping their tears. Not seeing them, it's better this way. White Tiger blinked, then softened. So that's what true friendship looks like. UGH.S. Touching, disgusting. Nightshade smiled up at the dawn sky. A real man doesn't cry at farewells. Let all our sorrow and blessings turn into morning light. Thank you for teaching me what it means to grow and to be strong. What they didn't know was that the entire village had spent the night trapped in the outhouses after eating Nightshade's homemade cursed cuisine. And so their journey continued to Elia's, the holy city. But the moment they reached the gates, they were stopped to enter the city. You needed an identity badge, and if you brought a pet, you had to pay a sanitation fee of 1 silver coin. And what now? Nightshade asked, completely lost. The guard rolled his eyes. Can't pay? Fine, you can clean toilets at the gate for 1 month. Nightshade stared at the scene before him, eyes wide. So this is a human city?
Guys, that's the end of the video. If you liked this video, please leave a comment in the comment section. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Like the video and share it too. Thank you for watching and see you next time again.